Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Steelrising Blind. I'm your host, Lasan Faye, and let's go return to the convent. Let's have some conversations, and then see where things go. Because I believe now I have access to a few things.
Citoyen, I come bearing sad tidings. Monsieur de Vaucanson has passed away. I was present for his last breath in his cell at the Bastille.
Juste ciel. Requiescat in pace.
Mon Dieu, it is a cruel fate that has taken my dearest friend from me today.
Eugène. Ce pauvre Eugène. I cannot suffer such a horrible injustice.
Was he at least able to tell you something before he passed away?
No, nothing.
How
He's rather
unfortunate.
delirious.
We are lost.
Must we resign ourselves to this disastrous turn of events?
No, General. Every part of me refuses to do so. Eugène de Vaucanson made me make a promise that I swore to keep. Now I have no other choice than to risk everything.
What are you thinking, Aegis?
I'm thinking of making my way to Versailles.
Eh bien, you should know that I also plan to go there.
You don't even think about it.
Ma foi. What have we got to lose? Our lives? At this point, you must admit that they're not worth much.
I agree with the Marquis's resolution. We must take into account everything that Aegis has done to foil the King's plans. The time has come for us to put ourselves at her service.
Not so fast, mon ami. Let's not rush into anything. You'd have to be mad to want to be part of the battle to come. Those who agree to take part in this strike will need to keep a low profile until Aegis has cleared the way. As for you, madame, I do not know what new arrangements have been made since my last visit to the Queen, but I found the area around the North Wing to be particularly empty. Here is where you should launch the attack. If fortune is in my favor, I shall be waiting for you at the Petit Trianon with something to help you make your way through the gardens.
As for us, once the automates have been defeated, we will enter the palace to seize the king and the count.
Is that your plan, Monsieur le Marquis?
It is, monsieur.
We are about to take the small step that separates audacity from madness.
Are you ready to take it, Madame?
Citoyen, I cannot escape my obligations. It is in my very nature to honor them. I kept the promise I made to the Queen to find Monsieur de Vaucanson. I am now bound by the oath I swore before my creator. If I go to Versailles, it is in the hope of rescuing Athenais. I think also of all that remains to be done in Paris. And what's more, you demand my help to make you masters of the King.
It is a heavy burden that we place on your shoulders. But once again, we must leave it up to you. Take your time, Aegis. A hasty decision could lead to disaster.
We will be ready for action when the time comes.
Pour la nation!
Et pour le royaume!
Alright, so I have some people to talk to. Lavoisier.
Citoyen Lavoisier,
What can I do for you, Aegis?
I found the powder. It was at the Bastille.
Did you do what needed to be done?
Yes. There is nothing more to fear from it.
What do you mean, nothing more to fear from it?
I flooded the cellars where the powder was stored.
Bon sang! Lavoisier! Why did you put our fate in the hands of a cursed machine?
This machine, as you say, just saved you from certain annihilation.
No, you have rendered us impotent.
Come now, monsieur. Get a hold of yourself.
Mon Dieu! Everything I attempt seems doomed to fail. I fear we no longer have any chance of winning this war.
Please, calm yourself. What you fear is the loss of your own personal interests. Everyone here is convinced of this.
Ah!
Alright.
Goodbye, Citoyen Lavoisier. And down with despotism.
Mirabeau. You are here? No, that's Robespierre. There you are.
Citoyen Mirabeau. Unfortunately, I come bearing sad news.
Go on, Aegis. There is no need to spare me. This is about my mother, isn't it?
Indeed. The Countess is no longer of this world.
Yes. It was to be feared. I knew she was lost a long time ago. The poor woman. At last she has been delivered from the madness that drove her into the gutter.
It gets worse.
Worse, you say?
Your mother did not die of poverty. She was killed.
Murdered? No. My father. The rabid dog made good on his threat. May he roast in the fires of hell for all eternity. As for you, Bishop, do you finally understand the man's true nature? How much longer will you protect this demon?
I share your grief, Monsieur de Mirabeau, but the secrets of...
Enough! You sanctimonious bigot! Is it not enough for you to serve the people absurd fables that condemn them to ignorance? Must you also submit to the whims of a malicious old brute? The scourge of his own family? Speak! Speak now, or so help me, I will send you to meet your maker.
Please, Monsieur, let us not get carried away. Out of respect for your grief, and given the extraordinary circumstances, I consent to enlighten you.
I am listening, Monseigneur.
I admit that your father is an unusual person, inhabited by an anger whose source is undetermined. He blamed you, your sister, and your poor mother for all of his misfortunes. I stayed by his bedside an entire night. I preached about mercy and the example of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Ha! That must have gone over well.
Do not mock me, Monsieur de Mirabeau. At dawn, I finally got Monsieur le Marquis to see the error of his ways. Before God, he extended forgiveness to all those he had previously condemned.
However, he did not give up his plans for revenge. The fate reserved for my mother is proof of this.
In fact, Monsieur, he did. He even gave me a leather wallet containing, in his words, the instrument of your punishment. He asked me to dispose of it. Unfortunately, your mother's fate was already sealed. Orders had been given. There was nothing more that could be done. The poor soul. He was in tears, his body racked with sobs.
My heart breaks to hear it. What was in the wallet?
I don't know, Monsieur. I did not open it.
In that case, I ask you to give it to me now.
I cannot, Monsieur. When I was captured, the wallet fell into the hands of the Comte de Cagliostro.
Nom de nom, Aegis. Do you realize what this means? This wallet contains my father's sentences for his children. Me, of course, but also my sister, the Marquise de Cabri. You must find it at all costs. Our fate is in your hands.
I think I already
Cagliostro
did.
must have put it in a safe place. Somewhere known only to him.
Because I went to his workshop and I
The
found some extra
Marquise de
keys.
Capri, dites-vous?
Yes, that is my sister Louise's title.
Fortune favors you today. It so happens that I already have this wallet. It was in a secret workshop by the Tuileries, where the Count conducts his sinister experiments.
Oh, how fortunate. What does it contain?
2 envelopes addressed to the Lieutenant General de Police. One of them had this letter in it. It concerns your sister, the Marquise de Capri.
Let's see. A lettre de cachet signed by my father. He gave orders to have my sister locked up in a convent. His unique variety of fatherly love is unmistakable. What was in the second envelope?
It is empty.
Empty. Mon Dieu. You don't have to be a genius to guess that it contained a similar document. This time concerning myself. If the envelope was empty, it means that this letter has already been delivered to its recipient.
Probably.
By Cagliostro, no doubt. The monster must have felt a perverse sense of joy as he devoured its contents. Aegis, you must retrieve this letter at all costs. If the Lieutenant General attaches a seal and gives it to his underlings at the Châtelet, I am done for.
Where does this Lieutenant General reside?
Oh, right by the fortress. He's a dutiful man and prides himself on never straying too far from it. Please hurry, I beg of you.
Okay. Cool. Wait, there's... I think it's you?
Can I help you, Aegis?
I hope so, Abbot. Our salvation is at stake.
I'm listening.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the DLC.
You still have no news from Citoyen Brissot?
Indeed, we wait in vain, and our hopes are beginning to fade.
He knew we were to meet here at the first blood spilt by the king.
Mes amis, we must fear the worst.
Can you think of any place he might have sought refuge?
No, not at all.
May I venture a speculation?
By all means, Monsieur le Comte.
These past few weeks, Brissot has been invariably accompanied by a young fanatic he met in Versailles.
Ah, yes. The Amazon. What was her name?
Mademoiselle Terroigne de Méricourt. She goes on about this grand patriotic project of hers to anyone that will listen. She wishes to raise a battalion of female combatants, ready to lay down their lives for the nation. A curious passion, isn't it?
Who knows, monsieur? Only time will tell.
In any case, our proud Athena seems to have won the trust of a number of Third Estate deputies, including Monsieur Brissot. Perhaps she will have some information about him she'll be willing to share with us.
But you'd have to know where to find your Amazon.
It just so happens that Mademoiselle Terroigne de Méricourt holds court just a stone's throw from here. 8 Rue de Tournon. No doubt Aegis will be able to make her way there without any trouble. We need only hope that our Amazon has taken shelter there to escape the royal terror.
Cool. Neat. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the DLC as well. Oh yeah, that is super close. And as well as I guess going back to Le Chité to also pursue that piece. Okay, yeah, right there.
She has gone off alone to rescue Citoyen Brissot. It's a fool's errand. I must help her at all costs.
Okay. My friends, the invaluable citizen Brissot is held prisoner by enemies in the former Hôpital St. Louis. His only crime protesting against the raid on black people and mulattoes that took place in Paris last night. I'm going to attempt to free him, even if it costs me my life. May you, whoever you are, find the courage to join me and help me. Citizen Pierron de Méricourt. Alright. So let's enter the carriage. The castle is under attack. Our lives are in danger. I order you to return to St. Cloud. Ah, yes, right. To Aegis. It is up to you, my friend, to decide whether you will help these poor souls. Take care. No one knows what's been going on there since the king closed it 2 years ago. After centuries of loyal service, the buildings were threatening to collapse, and the neighboring cemeteries were overflowing and unhealthy, making it difficult for the sick to get well. The hideous Montfaucon gallows stand close to it. I suspect he has turned this safe haven into a prison. He's lost count of his enemies, but he can't kill everyone, can he? May God watch over you and arm you. Alright. Right. So I have several side quests to go pursue. I'm going to start with this one. because hopefully, like, this will be the quickest one. Oh, come here. Yeah, shame on me for... Okay, so it is off further this way. Nope. Hey. Dang it. So I do need to get up there. Okay. Nope. All right, game. This is being mean now. There we go. be on fire for a bit. That was effective, I will give it that. Oh, are those are my improved ones. Crap. Oh, oops. It's fine. I'm just gonna wait that out. Okay. Okay. Is there any more? And of course there's another one. Okay. Oh darn. I was hoping because of the weird glow we had something. Pick that up.
Here is the lettre de cachet that had Monsieur de Mirabeau so terrified. I shall deliver it to him shortly.
I, Victor de Richetti, Marquis de Mirabeau, request that you escort my son, Honoré Gabriel de Richetti, Comte de Mirabeau, to the dungeons in Versailles. You shall ensure that he is returned to the cell that that was his during his previous stay there, and that he remains there for the rest of his life. This immoral subject has been undermining the kingdom's foundational principles for far too long, and has sullied the reputation of his honorable family. Okay, what do I get? Outfit. Very nice. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Just save me some time. Travel. Where do I want to go to next? Because of how much time I have left in the episode, I'm tempted to just go to Luxembourg, turn this in, and then next time we'll probably go help the queen next. That's gonna be my plan.
Citoyen Mirabeau.
Alright, here you go.
Here is the letter sent by your father to the Lieutenant General de Police. You were right.
Mon Dieu. So this is what the Coeur had in store for me. A new lettre de cachet with a royal seal. He sentenced me to spend the rest of my days in the Chateau de Vincennes. To return to the cell where he had me locked up 12 years ago. Those 10 square feet where I lay at death's door for 42 months on end. 14 seasons, spent with chattering teeth, coughing up a bucket full of bile and blood every day.
But,
Your own father had you thrown in jail.
Alas, such is the sad truth.
What crime did he hold you to be guilty of?
He disapproved of the follies of the young man I was back then, and my love for a certain someone. A woman whom an unjust law kept me apart from. I was free and besotted with happiness, Aegis. And that was a crime in the eyes of my father, the Marquis. I sullied the Mirabeau name, so he felt it necessary to steal my youth and clap his wayward son in irons.
What does this letter matter in the face of the mortal peril that hangs over all the king's enemies?
You must put yourself in my shoes to understand. If the king wins this war, he will send all the brave men here to the scaffold. And I am certain they will climb the steps with their heads held high. But if you hadn't taken that letter, I would have suffered a far darker fate. Louis the Mad would have made it his duty to respect my father's last wishes. But I would rather die, whether a hero or a coward, than return to Vincennes. There is no worse hell on earth than that infernal dungeon.
I don't know. I would say the people who were effectively being trapped in purgatory and then forced to,
Was
pilot the
there no
automats.
trial?
One would imagine. Those damned lettres de cachet. For centuries, a powerful man, whether a king or a father, needs simply put pen to paper, and an innocent man is thrown into prison. The poor soul sees neither judge nor lawyer. In the space of an hour, he moves from the light into darkness, and his cries for help fall futilely on the cold stone of the dungeon walls. I am just one of many victims, whose ranks range from the most famous to the most lowly, from Voltaire and Diderot to the unfortunate children whose dark fates will never be known. In any case, I must now express my eternal gratitude, even though no words, no matter how eloquent, can express its depth. I owe everything to you, Aegis. You, who've broken my chains forever. Whatever happens now, I will be free to live or die for the nation. As for the Marquis de Mirabeau, that criminal whom misfortune chose as my father, let us consider him dead, shall we? Let him choke on loneliness and regret once and for all.
Very well. Alright. Very nice. Cool. Okay then. Yeah, so like I said, just gonna go ahead, get us in position for the next episode, and travel to St. Cloud. Where we have returned to the pier. Wow. It's been such a long time since we've been here. But we shall explore this more thoroughly next time. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode. And in the meantime, in between time, take care, have fun, and happy trails.